Today's question is all about the complexity in calibrating machines for precise cutting and what does it mean and where did it go? This is the Creative Crafters Podcast. Hi, I'm Bette from Bette's Makes, and this is your questions answered. Now, it can be fairly complex, but if you follow all of the directions that Cricut gives you, it is actually quite simple. They've just moved it around a little bit, so if you're listening to this and haven't looked at it in a while, it will be a little tougher to find. Now, when you first open up, of course, Design Space, you're going to have, the screen that comes up with all the different projects, so on and so forth. Up across the top on the right-hand side, you're going to see an image of yourself if you put one in, or a blank image and your name, and that's the person who logged in. First thing you want to do is click on that drop-down arrow. And once you click on that drop-down arrow, you will find in the list Settings. So make sure you go to Settings. This will pop up another window, and this window is going to be very important for you. There's lots of things you can do and change in here, but right now we want to worry about the calibration. So what you want to do is click on the Machines tab. That is the second one in from the left. Look down the list. It'll say New Products, Setup, Update, Firmware, and Machine Calibration. Now, under Machine Calibration, depending on which machine you have, there is a drop-down arrow, and you are able to pick the machine where you want to calibrate. Now, the important part here is the fact that you can be machine specific here. And you'll notice it has Maker 3 Maker, Explorer 3, and just Explorer. So if you don't have an Explorer 3, you will pick the Explorer. It has the Joy Extra and the Venture. You'll notice the Joy is not listed because you cannot calibrate it. So what you want to do is just pick that one for the calibration, whatever one you're working on. And then it'll come up with a Start button for you. It will have you print out a grid. And once that's printed, you will feed it in with a mat into your machine, and then it's going to ask you a question when it comes out so that you see where the precise lines are going to be for rows and for columns. So you're going to tell it exactly the ones that you want, the number and the letter. Once you input those, it will go through a process again until you're happy with the way it's cutting. And that is the easiest way to do that. So just remember where it's hidden. If you look up on the top right, under your name, there's a drop-down arrow. Click on the arrow, click on Settings, and then once in the Settings dialog box, click on Machines, and the third one down should be Machine Calibration. Pick your machine and simply click Start. This has been the Creative Crafters Podcast, and your questions answered.